Right. So this has been the very first day. At the end of the day, generally I will be giving a question. This is to train you on thinking. How to think. And unfortunately in Sri Lanka we won't be having tests called IQ tests. But in other countries we do, even many institutions, they are conducting IQ tests. So even A level, when you come to science, you will realize when you have good IQ, it's very easy to understand our subject materials. IQ, it is a one that can be practiced. That can practice. You are having a certain IQ level. From that point onwards, IQ can be practiced. Generally, within first 6 months, we will be practicing our IQ and that will be improving. So as two students wants to leave early, let me to give the question first. Otherwise that will be at the end. And thereafter I will be going back to the theory part. So dear, I will not give the answer because I am giving the question. You should tell me the answer. Even when you get the answer, you can show me the answer that you got. If you are correct, I will be telling you are correct. If you are wrong, I will be telling you are wrong. But I will not be telling the answer at once to the others because still the others are trying on the question. That is the reason. Anyhow, the student who are getting the answer by next day, you will be getting a gift from me. It is the first practical book, which is 1,000 rupees worth. I know 1,000 will not be that much a higher figure, but anyhow, just to encourage you on the effort that you are putting, you will be getting my practical book as a gift. This is the sum. So I have a number called X. This is X. So are you aware about the remainder? What is called the remainder? Yes, right, you know that. If you divide say 35 from 3, it is fully divisible till 33, then it will be 11. 11 and remainder 2. Remainder will be 2. Then I hope you understand what that remainder is. Right? Then I am giving this data. This is the X number. You are dividing from a certain number. Dividing by. Here the remainder. Remainder. I am dividing by number 2. My remainder 1. Dividing by 3. Remainder 2. Dividing by 4. Remainder 3. Dividing by 5. Remainder 4. Dividing by 6. Remainder 5. Dividing by 7. Remainder 6. Dividing by 8. Remainder 7. 9. 8. 10. 9. Right. So the remainder given, I am asking how much is X? Copy this question. Now it is the very first question I am giving you. We'll see who get the prize next day. Right, you copied this. So that is enough. You can try at home. You have enough time to try at home. Next week, you can try to bring the answer. If your answer is correct, the gift for you, right? My book. would be as a gift. Let me to start our theory part. So again, don't misunderstand, this is not physics, right? That particular question I gave you is not physics. The only thing I will be using them to train your thinking pattern, or otherwise to develop your IQ. So don't worry, though you fails to get the answer, you don't have to worry on that, right? So first of all, I need to tell you what sections are available in our physics syllabus. There are 11 topics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are the 11 topics. Take one by one. So you have to copy to your book, A-level physics syllabus. First unit, units and dimensions. Units and dimensions. Units and dimensions. Second, mechanics. 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 Third, oscillations and waves. Oscillations and waves. Fourth one, thermal physics. Thermal physics. Fifth one, gravitational fields. Gravitational fields. Sixth, electric fields. Electric fields. Seventh, magnetic fields. Magnetic fields. Eighth one, electricity. Electricity. Ninth, electronics. Electronics. Tenth, properties of matter. Properties of matter. Eleven, matter and radiation. Matter and radiation. They are the 11 topics. Today we will be taking units and dimensions. Right. First we will be having a certain discussion, right? Discussion. I think there were some more students to enter the detail, and while I'm discussing, still you can enter. Suppose if you want to. Yes, okay. So this particular part will be very important to understand the other part of our syllabus. You will realize when and where it is coming when we discuss, and theory wise it is very simple. There won't be anything hard, simply because it is familiar to you. Even now it is familiar. So let me to explain like this. Assume you want to purchase sugar. You are going for a shopkeeper, and can you tell me how you ask the sugar from the shopkeeper? So will you ask him to please give me 2 sugar? You want 2 sugar? Or you ask in a different way? What is wrong with asking please give me 2 sugar? What is the problem, sir? He won't understand exactly what I am telling. Isn't it? 2 sugar. කනේ පරවල් දෙකක් තමයි හම්බෙන්නේ එහෙම දිගට ඉල්ලන්න කියලා. 2 sugar. Now, when we express our values, to get the proper meaning, there should be a unit. There should be a unit. Otherwise, it is not meaningful. As I said now, 2 sugar, no meaning. So at the same time, say you want now to take coconut oil. Again, you go to the shopkeeper, and will you be asking, please shopkeeper, give me 2 kilos of coconut oil? Yes? Is it how you ask? No. So what is wrong with it? Coconut oil will not be measured with kilos. That is the simplest reason. Right? Now when you take coconut oil, you have a different method of giving the unit. For coconut oil, either you will be telling give me 1 bottle of coconut oil, or 1 liter, or 2 liter, 1.5 liter, and that is how you ask the coconut oil. So there, see how good it is. So you know the answer, isn't it? Because I asked something and you know that is wrong, and you knew it. Simply because it is the current practice now. You are with the proper method that we require. Therefore, this part will be much easier. Only thing I need to put it in a proper order. What exactly, how it is created, and that is the one I need to tell you. Right? So if you are getting too much of AC, you should let me know, right? Because sometimes they complain if directly going towards that, right? Let me know if it is too much. Even now too much? No, right? So again, third example. So in earlier days, we were using those, but it is not specific. It is not specific. Let me to give you few. So we have something called length. We measure length, right? We measure length. As I said, the mass measured when you ask the sugar, the volume measured when you ask the coconut oil. So let me to take one example. Length. So we are measuring length. Therefore, we call length is one of the dimension. Length is certain dimension. So what is dimension? Anything that you measure will be a dimension. I will be giving the note, don't worry, but when I give the particular word, I supposed to explain. Right. So this length, do you know how they have measured? We will be measuring now, that is with meters, even centimeter. We had feet. Have you ever heard a unit called chain? Chain? Not heard, right? It is. So this is used by British people. The entirely whole Sri Lanka has surveyed by survey department using a unit called chain. That is the length of unit of length measurement. So mind you, even now when we find, because we have now more technology to measure the distances nowadays, and when we check them, so we get exactly same places because they have installed some stone on the ground while they are doing the survey. They have installed them. Therefore we find it is very correct. But they use something called chain. It is a steel tape of nearly 33 feet. 33 feet. So how it is done, we will be discussing. How they reduce the error, we will be discussing in future within our lesson. So not only then, now I am going little by little with our usage. So if I ask from you to this class, how far from here? How far from here? Some would say maybe 1 kilometer, 3 kilometer, 5 kilometer, likewise. But have you ever heard some people they express it is 50 rupee 3-wheel fare. 50 rupees is not much far. Right? Have you heard telling? Another, it is 3 volt, bus volt, 3 bus volt. That also distance. They are referring with distance. But only thing, 3-wheel fare is not specific, right? Because one person may be taking 50 rupees, another one may be taking 60 rupees, right? Now it is not specific. And again, bus hold also not specific, not like these units, but still we use. So even if you go little like 50 to 60 years ago, like Babun Singh's time, right? If you ask Babun Singh, how far from here Babun Singh to your place? Vediya nemahatya puluwatu dekai. Old man or Babun Singh. He is telling Huluwatu. Son, have you heard Huluwatu? There was another time we were telling, that is with Itipandam Pahai, 3 candles or 5 candles or 2 candles. You are telling the distance with candle. That means in the night, if you take 1 candle, you are going with that. One will be over, the second candle will be taken, and you will be walking with that. The distance will be telling with candles. But that also not specific. That also not specific. Therefore, some of the unit you will realize not specific. But we cannot work with such non-specific units. Why we need to tell exactly, specifically, this is the amount. And it is how your system came. That means the one you are using came. And it is the one we are going to discuss properly. Right? And even if you go to the king's time, right? Let me to give you another non-specific unit. So have you heard those days when king find a certain minister who is helping him a lot. They have gift some villages, lands, full village for him. So how it is given? You take a person who is drummer, playing the drum. Until the distance that the drum sound is heard, that will be offering as gift, land for him. That is how they have given. So assume now it is happening. See, our president wants to give a gift for a one who is supporting him, a minister, right? A drummer is selected. First of all, the minister will give something. Please, drummer, play that as faster as possible, making a higher sound. Right? One thing. Second thing, now the president and the minister going and searching how extent that will be hearing, and the minister says, dear president, won't you hear the sound? Still I can hear. You won't hear? Still I can. Maybe, dear president, you are old now, but I can hear. Now he will be going not only Sri Lanka, part of the India also, right? To capture the land. Right? See, when it is non-specific, very difficult to work. Very difficult to work. We had a time, right? In history, we had a time. But now, we need exactly specific units. Now, what I am going to teach you, son, that is the drawbacks of unit what we had. First thing, not specific. Understand? Not specific. Second, I am going to explain you. Second. So, have you heard a unit called Kurinia? Singalan Kuriniyak, you know. Anyone heard? One has heard. Good. I know many not definitely. Kurinia. Heard? Yes, good. Some Kurinia is a kind of pot or container, right? Kind of container. It's like this. A container. So where you use this? You will be putting the seeds and the harvest from the paddy field to this one. They are measuring the paddy harvest from this. Kurinia is a unit to measure, I would say, paddy harvest. We have another one called busal. Kurinia and the busala. Son, if you ask, say again Babun Senyo that time, how much of land you are owning, Babun Senyo? He would say, Amattu Vedine Kurini Dahayai, 10 Kurinis. What he says? What he measured? We wanted the plot of land. Right? It is surface area. Alright. The particular unit, Kurinia. Kurinia. Right. What is the meaning here, son? It is when you take the seeds, you will be filling 10 of those. Take the seeds to distribute over the area and to get the plants. The amount you use for seeding, and that is the one he is telling, his plot of land, 10 kurinis. So you need 10 of those to distribute the seeds everywhere. That is the meaning. Now he measured with kurinia, it is a surface area. Second, if you ask from the same Babonsinho, how is this time harvest? Is it good? Yes, Sasmatya, very good. This time 200 Kurinis. Now again he comes with Kurini. The harvest is measured with Kurini. Then what is it? That is volume. That is volume. That means the total harvest, when he measure with this 200 of those, now it is the volume. Volume. Now he measured the volume. Now 1 unit, Kurini. Same unit, he measured the surface area. Then what is the ambiguity? Son, we have used same unit to measure two dimensions. Area is one thing, volume is another thing. It is like you are going to the shopkeeper and asking 2 kilos of coconut oil. Because kilo is used to measure the mass, right? You are asking 2 kilos of coconut oil. Likewise, here also you have measured, you have used same unit measured in two dimensions. That is the second issue. That is the second issue. Third one. So how many I have told now? First one, not specific. Second one, same thing used to measure two or more dimensions. Second. Third one. Let me to bring an example like this. This is India. That is Sri Lanka. Now in Sri Lanka, Bombay onion price is very high. Therefore, wholesale businessman Marika planning to bring Bombay onion from India. So how to bring the Bombay onion from India? Can you carry on shoulders to Sri Lanka? No, right? Right. You're supposed to bring it through ships. So in India, again there will be a wholesale or otherwise exporter, Madhavan. He is exporting Bombay onion. Right? Marika and Madhav, they have been now friends because of this business. Madhav is ready to send Bombay onion. And finally they wanted 10 tons. Right? But how to bring? Marika won't be having ships. Madhavan also won't be having ships. So they were looking after a ship. And they found a person of Australia, Tim Gray, owning ships. But the problem is, it is registered. Let me tell you a very nice story, son. When you take ships, it is on the sea, right? To which country that ship belongs? To which country that belongs? Because it is on the water now. Because none of the water having the country now. Sri Lanka is called particular land, right? Australia is called for a particular land. But the ship is not going on the land now. Then to which country the ship belongs? Son, according to the law, ship belongs to the country where ship is registered. The ship can be registered in any country. Therefore, even myself can register a ship in another country. The nationality of a person irrespective while registering the ship. So I can own, even Sri Lankan people are there who are owning ships, right? They are owning ships, but they are registering not in Sri Lanka. Why? So if you register, say myself register a ship in Singapore, our government cannot keep even a hand to the ship. Why? It is not a Sri Lankan property now. It is Singaporean property. They will not allow to put their hand to Singapore. Ship is from Singapore. Therefore, many people register ships in Singapore. Simplest reason, Singaporean law is the best law for international business. That is the best. There are many people, they register under Singapore. Now it is according to the Singapore law. The ship is Singapore. They have registered. There will be office in Singapore. Perhaps even team in Australia also can be having a ship. No problem. But let me to explain now what is the issue. Marika supposed to call for the team office even here or there in Singapore and ask for his requirement. Now what they supposed to do? Madhavan is willing to give. Marika happy to take, but without the team they cannot do the transaction. Right? They cannot do. Now when Marika asks from the team's office, now they are telling how much you want to bring. They say 100 tons. But that office says, we won't understand that ton. We are transporting in terms of, say, pounds. They don't know ton. They need how many pounds. Because mass is measured with pound also. Now big issue. Why? Marika won't understand pounds. Madhavan won't understand pounds. Their unit will be ton. Right? And they are doing the business with another thing. Pounds. Then without knowing the quantity, can they enter to a contract to bring from here to there? Can't. Therefore, when these international transactions are coming, then it is very important having one unit for one thing. Having one unit for one thing. Now, it is the third issue we realize, same thing measured with many units. When you take length, there are many. Then that is being an issue. Because you see, if I say feet, I hope you are familiar with feet, but you will be more familiar with centimeter and meter, isn't it? Yes. But if someone is telling always feet, that 2 feet, 5 feet, 3 feet, 1 yard, 3 yard, then you won't understand, because if you are not familiar, you will be familiar with one thing, they would be telling something, then we won't understand. It's like language. The unit store is 100% similar to the language. If you do not know the language, the idea is not clear. Unit also the same. Therefore, third issue we realize, same dimension having many units. And this is where we need specific solutions. And it is the system we call System International SI unit system developed, and it is the SI unit system we will be using now, and in our syllabus it is the first part to be discussed. But you will be very much happy, son, that is the one even you are using, you started using that system. Now you will be very much familiar with that. But I need to put it in the proper order. One got the prize. Your name, sir? Devindu. School? Ananda College, Devindu. Got the prize. Even others, yes, prize is available. Right. Now he will be closing the book. Yeah, excellent, Devindu. Not difficult, son. Not difficult, right? I am fair, right? Yes. He says I am fair. Right. So I need to give you a small note. Shall I give that one? Units have been used. Units and dimensions have been used. The heading is unit and dimensions. I am giving a small general note. Units and dimensions have been used from ancient time. From ancient time. However, we find few drawbacks with ancient units systems. They are first, not specific. Second, same unit is used to measure few dimensions. Third, same dimension would be having or same dimension would be measuring with many units. Scientists found, next paragraph, scientists found solutions for those and agreed upon SI refers System International. SI System International. Unit and Dimensions, System International. Scientists found solution for that. SI Unit and within bracket System International, Unit and Dimensions, which is improved and easier to use which is improved and easier to use. Right. So let me to tell you the story behind this System International, and that is the one we supposed to learn. But anyhow, this is the historic information. So anyhow, don't worry, none of our historic data will be tested with the subject of physics. That means when it is done, who it is done, and even if I give you easy example, who found radioactivity, such questions not in physics subject. But you had similar question in O-level science, isn't it? Right? The historical data will not be tested in physics. So what they do test, it is your IQ and the practice and application of physics theory for a sum. Right? So you can be happy. Those things will not be tested. Anyhow, to make you more understanding with the lesson, let me to tell you the story. So scientists found this is being a big issue. Those three main reasons. They wanted to find solutions. Therefore, they got together, the scientists in the world, and had a conference how this can be overcome. And they agreed on this SI unit system. They prepared it, of course, and they agreed to use it. Thereafter, who prepared this is the scientist. Thereafter, many countries agreed to use for international work. Not within the country, but for international work. Therefore, it is the reason this is called international system. System international, SI system. Therefore, it is in, that means if you are going to work with Sri Lanka, India for those such transactions, that is the setup. If you are going to do anything with maybe Pakistan, Sri Lanka, maybe America, Sri Lanka, maybe Australia, Sri Lanka, that international work supposed to be with this system. That was the first decision took. Therefore, it is came in 1968. 1968. But later on, thanks to the government in 1972, they changed Sri Lankan internal system of measurements. Legally, they said it is same as that international system. It is being a very good decision taken. Why, son? Son, it is the simplest reason you find now it is easy to work with this system. Because in Sri Lanka, internal measurement system also 100% similar to that international system. Right? Now it is been the law. Law means if you are measuring within the country, you should use the same system. One example. Now, son, have you ever seen the price mention in when you go to a shop? Have you ever seen the price mention 1 pound, this is the price. No, prohibited. You can't put the price like that. Because legally, it is 1 kilo. Measuring system kilo. Now they have to say the kilo price or 500 gram price, 250 gram price. That is the price to be mentioned. Therefore, the mass to be measured with the SI system measuring gram, kilogram. That is the method. But son, we had a totally different system. We had pounds, not the centimeter meter system. We had the inches, yard. That is the system we had. Therefore, at that time, the many people had big issues. Because say, within a day, if they ask, say for you now ask, now kilos thrown out, you should use pounds. Can you do overnight that? No, son, because we don't know. Therefore, at that time, they had to face a lot of issues. Therefore, they had to throw away all the scales that they had. Because the new scale had to be taken. They had something else, the new thing came. Anyhow, it is being a very good decision because they had the issues there. But now it is helping us. It is the international system. So it is easy. Even you can go to America and talk. You can ask anything from boutique because this is how they are using. Even you can go to maybe Australia. You can ask the same. It's easy, sir. Why this much of international transaction took place? Because of that unit conversion. Unit conversion. So I think we need another conversion. It is money conversion. If we have the same money everywhere, that will be very much easy. Right? That is the next thing requires. If everyone use the same currency, that will be very much easy. Right. Now let me to give you another 2 more lines. It is being the Sri Lankan internal law. Right? Now take this down. This SI unit system, would be the legal internal measuring system, in our country now. So you will be getting the books today, right? You have to collect the book. Even before that, the gift. This is a practical book. This has a total. So now all the practicals. Here you get nearly 29 practicals. All the practical which is related to physics I have written with 2 books. This is the volume 1 and the other one volume 2. Right? The selling price 1000 rupees. The other book also 1000 rupees. And this is the book I told son. I am selling this. More than 50% of the total A-level students in Sri Lanka. So for each 2 students taken, they have my book. The reason, son, it is the physics subject which has a paper out of practicals. You have the structured paper with chemistry as well as biology, but it is not a practical paper, but physics paper is practical paper out of the practical they have given. So you will be having the practical, you will be doing the practical, and it is a must of doing this. And even the private candidate, you can now apply for A-level without going to school. The rule of going to school now lifted. But still we have the rule, you must do the practical before application of exam. Therefore you must do this and the practical book to be maintained. And that is the reason they are searching my book why. Some readings are available, calculations are done, graphs are plotted, everything will be here. Right? That is the advantage. And it is going, sorry son, I don't remember yet the name, your name. Yeah, Tevidu get the very first prize. You can clap for him. Ananda College Tevidu. Right? Right. But that so I hope this also supposed to be one of the correct answer. I think so. Son, can I see where you simplified that? Yes. Yeah, this is being one of the correct answer. Yes. Now I would say like this. Son, there will be many possible values. He found the best lowest value. Find one of the value. I will give the gift for her as well. Right? And what is your name, son? Vinma. Vinma from which is Museus. Vinma from Museum get again a prize. Right? So next take. So I need to tell you exactly what is a dimension and what is a unit. So let me to explain those two. First one, dimension. 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 So what is a dimension? Copy this down. Anything that we measure or measurable would be a dimension. Example, length, mass, temperature, etc. Right. Next thing, the unit. Right, just copy this. So take the unit. With respect to what we measure, the dimension is called unit. Right. So let me to explain. I just gave the note, but let me to explain. So there, so assume I need to measure the length of this desk. Then I will take the meter. I will be keeping the meter, say 1, then 2, and from here to there another half. Then I am telling 1.5 meters. A meter is a unit. Then I took my length will be 2.5 meters. Right? But even I can take a different unit called feet and keep on starting 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, likewise keep on doing. Finally, I am getting 10 feet. Then it is 10 feet. Same as 10 feet. Therefore, what exactly I have done? I have taken specific amount. Call unit. When you take the length, there will be specific amount of length called unit, and with respect to that you are measuring 1 meter specific quantity is this much, see, and with respect to that you are measuring 1, 2, 3 you are measuring, and you are telling 2.5, 3.5, 6.5 meters. Now with respect to meter quantity, specific quantity you measured, The unit is a specific quantity, right? Specific quantity with respect to what you measure. With respect to what you measure. Now what we wrote there, unit is with respect to what we measure. Better say, son, unit is specific quantity with respect to what we measure. Better to say so. Unit is a specific quantity with respect to what we measure. The dimension. It is a specific amount. Unit is a specific quantity with respect to what we measure. So always, if you are measuring mass, there will be specific amount called 1 kg. Kilogram is this much. Therefore, with respect to that specific quantity, you are measuring. That becomes the unit. Therefore, even earlier, see, they had unit, but they were not specific. But now, we have specifically selected the amount. Therefore, with respect to that, we can easily measure because no ambiguity. Therefore, it is the issue what we had is lifted. No issue now because quantity is unit is specific now. All the unit specific. So then what we are going to do, it is the detailed discussion of SI units. Detailed discussion of SI unit. Now copy this down. Detailed discussion of SI unit and dimension system. Detailed discussion of SI units and dimensions system. In this system, all the dimensions are divided into, in this system, all the dimensions are divided into three main categories. Three main categories. You have to write one below the other. First one, fundamental units and dimensions. Fundamental units and dimensions. Second one, derived units and dimensions. Derive, D-E-R-I-V-E-D, derive units and dimensions. Third category, supplementary units and dimensions. Supplementary units and dimensions. Right. So now the second gift for, tell me your name please. Vinma. Right. Vinma gets the second gift. You all can clap. Yes. And she got the other number as well. That is the number I need, right? The Windows number, and now she got that number as well. Right. Okay, good.